Mikel Arteta asks Arsenal to sign outrageous £87 million star who plays like Semenyo. Arsenal are among several European clubs keen on signing RB Leipzig rising star Yan Diomande, according to reports in Spain. The North London side, along with Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich, are claimed to be pushing for Diomande's arrival, with a bidding war anticipated to begin during the summer transfer window. Diomande has captured the attention of European powerhouses during his impressive first half of the season in Germany, scoring 7 times and registering 4 assists in 16 appearances for Leipzig. The 19-year-old only joined the Bundesliga club from Spanish side Leganés last summer and is under contract until June 2030. Arsenal keen on signing Yan Diomande, according to Spanish publication Fichajes, while Leipzig have ruled out any potential Diomande departure during the January transfer window. The bidding war for the winger is expected to begin after the season. There's an expectation that a deal for the Ivory Coast international could exceed €100 million, £87 million, which would make him Leipzig's most expensive sale ever. Diomande, who plays like Antoine Semenyo, according to journalist Seb Stafford Bloor, could soon follow in the footsteps of former Leipzig talents Benjamin Sesko, Xavi Simons, Josko Gvardiol, and Dominik Szoboszlai, who all made their way to the Premier League from the German club in recent years. Mikel Arteta reportedly sees Diomande as the ideal signing to inject youth and dynamism into his squad, after Arsenal have regularly scouted the 19-year-old in Germany this season. The outrageous winger is currently away at the Africa Cup of Nations with Ivory Coast, whom he helped reach the quarterfinals after scoring in their 3-0 win over Burkina Faso in the previous round. Arsenal set for quiet January? 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after 21 games, Arsenal are likely to remain quiet in the January market following a busy summer transfer window that saw 8 new players arrive. The North London side were the third biggest spenders in the league during the off-season and have no pressing need to splash out on another first-team caliber signing, even considering their injury concerns at the back. Arsenal were without Christian Mosquera and Ricardo Calafiori for their 0-0 draw with Liverpool on Thursday and saw Piero Incapié limp off in the second half. Miles Lewis-Skelly replaced the injured Ecuadorian and is currently Arsenal's only fit option at left back. Arsenal monitoring Borussia Dortmund's starlet. Arsenal are also on the lookout for signings for the future and have recently made contact regarding Borussia Dortmund rising star Romeo Ritter. According to reports, the Gunners have inquired about the 17-year-old central defender and are keeping close tabs on his situation. Ritter is under contract with the German club until the summer of 2028. New Arsenal signings set to join next year watches Liverpool draw at Emirates. Victor Ojevanwa is set to join Arsenal from Shamrock Rovers in January 2027 once he has turned 18. Arsenal's latest coup, Victor Ojevanwa, was in the stands at the Emirates Stadium to watch his new club draw 0-0 with Liverpool on Thursday evening. The Gunners restored their 6-point lead at the top of the Premier League following the stalemate, but blew the chance to extend their lead on Manchester City to 8 points. Still, Ojevanwa was able to get a feel of his new surroundings as he prepares to join Arsenal from Shamrock Rovers this time next year, once he has turned 18. As per Brexit regulations, English clubs are not permitted to sign players from countries within the EU until they've reached the age of 18. Ojevanwa, an exciting attacking midfielder who can also play across the forward line or out wide, joins in a deal worth in the region of £1.75 million. Arsenal star to undergo scans amid fears Mikel Arteta has suffered fresh injury blow. Arsenal star Gabriel Martinelli learns FA punishment decision on Connor Bradley incident. There are also performance-related add-ons plus a sell-on clause included within the agreement with Shamrock. Arsenal are making a big collective internal push to invest in top young talent for the future. In December, the Gunners struck an agreement with Ecuadorian side Independiente del Valle to sign teenage brothers Edwin and Holger Quintero. The combined fee for the pair could yet reach £9 million if various bonuses are met. The two starlets will join on 5-year contracts once they have turned 18 in August 2027. Meanwhile, Arsenal are continuing to monitor Blackburn Rovers forward Igor Tyjon.
The 17-year-old, who featured in the Carabao Cup for Rovers earlier this season, is approaching the end of his scholarship deal at Ewood Park. Arsenal made 2 approaches for the player last summer but couldn't agree a deal. It's not yet out of the question that they could move again for the highly rated England U18 international this month. Mikel Arteta did not think a draw was the end of the world against Liverpool. He said, "We know that the margins are very small. I think we have 2 different halves. The first one, where we have a lot of domination, created big situations with players almost inside the 6-yard box to pick a player up, and we didn't find the right pass to score the goal. And the second half was a bit more of a struggle. This game needs some magic moments, and at Anfield, Szoboszlai did it and they won the game, and today it didn't happen, but you can't win it, you can't lose it. We have some moments where we have the right positional advantages to really hurt them, and then when we got into these areas, we lacked quality to pick the players. We've come from a very demanding schedule, the last 6 games that we've played in this Christmas period, and we've come out of that in a really strong position." Michael Owen has shared his assessment of Viktor Gyökeren's struggles at Arsenal, expressing doubts over whether he possesses the quality required to consistently perform against the Premier League's strongest sides. The former forward believes Gyökeren's struggles highlight the significant gap between excelling in Portugal and delivering at the very highest level in England. Gyökeren made an outstanding reputation during his 2 seasons in Portugal, where he was widely regarded as one of the most feared strikers in Europe. His goal-scoring exploits made him one of the most talked-about forwards on the continent, and his performances in European competition, including matches against Manchester City, further enhanced his profile. As a result, Arsenal spent a considerable period during pre-season negotiations working towards an agreement to bring him to North London. The striker arrived having missed much of pre-season, but expectations remained high that he would adapt quickly and lead the line effectively. However, his transition has proven challenging, reinforcing the idea that success in Portugal does not always translate seamlessly to the Premier League. Other players have faced similar issues in the past, and Gyökeren is now experiencing the same scrutiny. Owen's assessment of Gyökeren, while acknowledging his strengths, has questioned his ability to influence matches against elite opposition. Speaking on the matter, according to the Metro, Owen said, "And you know what? Against Burnley, against Nottingham Forest, against Everton, whoever it might be, he probably is going to score a lot of goals. He can finish, he will be in the box. But to win these games against Liverpool, you need a bit of class. You just need a bit of class, and that's just where he lacks." Owen's comments suggest that while Gyökeren can be effective against lesser opposition, the demands of decisive matches expose limitations in his overall game. Room for improvement. Despite the criticism, there remains an understanding that Gyökeren is still capable of development. The striker has shown flashes of his finishing ability and positional awareness, traits that could yet prove valuable as the season progresses. There is also a belief that the second half of the campaign may offer him more opportunities to settle and contribute. Nevertheless, Owen's view reflects a broader concern that Gyökeren may continue to find the biggest matches difficult. For Arsenal, the challenge will be determining whether patience and refinement can unlock the level required to succeed against the Premier League's top teams. Portsmouth vs Arsenal injury news as 12 players ruled out for FA Cup clash. All the latest injury news surrounding Arsenal and Portsmouth ahead of their FA Cup third-round clash. Arsenal now turn their attention to the FA Cup third round as they look to return to winning ways following a frustrating home draw with Liverpool. They are still alive and in with a chance of winning all of the competitions they are competing in, and they will want to keep their FA Cup hopes alive here. Portsmouth welcomed the Gunners to Pratton Park on the back of a 5-0 thrashing by the hands of Bristol City, but they bolstered their championship survival hopes with 4 games unbeaten before that game. John Mousinho's men are currently just 1 point behind the bottom 3, but they have 2 games in hand over Norwich City. Here we round up all the latest injury news ahead of this cup clash. Calafiori is not expected to return for another few days after this game. Arteta confirmed before the Liverpool game, "No, they are out again. I think pretty soon, they have to go to the last stage of the rehab, and if everything goes well, hopefully very soon, they will be available for selection." Christian Mosquera, out. The same update was issued of Mosquera, who should be ready to return sometime next week. Max Daumann, out. Daumann is going to miss some time, with Arteta confirming, Yes, so first of all, unfortunately, Max Diomande picked up an injury last weekend and had to come off. So he did some scans and he is going to be out for weeks. Your next Arsenal read: Arsenal hold talks to sign Borussia Dortmund wonderkid.